let's start the show. Everyone, and welcome to the Inside Star Citizen Review. Me? No, you. The review. And this is what we've been doing for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years almost. Somewhere around there. And what we do is we track the development of Star Citizen, one of our favorite titles out there that promises us the everything game. That was coined here by me, the Banana Fountain.
Banana Fountain.
What, Pepe? It was. Not that I'm taking credit for it. Actually, I just did. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's my cousin Deborah. That looks exactly like my cousin Deborah. That is ridiculous. I have to call her right now. She has a doppelganger. This is insanity. Deborah, is that you? Holy shit.
Are you happy with yourself?
Over the moon. Ecstatic with myself.
Their armor was the same with a color difference. There was a mission where we told you to go kill slicer supplies that was the exact same when we told you to go kill frontier fighter supplies.
The data pads I placed around Stanton as well, telling you, giving you hints that maybe something was going on. I think this is a great kind of PSA to read your contracts from now on.
Okay, first off, I want to say that I have been seeing tons of videos from content creators like Morphologist, Detox, and others saying that these missions, they're not even going to bother with them this time, which is not what I like to see. Because the focus has been lately on these Inside Star Citizens on creating missions that are fun, playable, stable. And, you know, what I'm seeing from the Star Citizen content creators on my feed are, I'm not playing these missions, F these missions, I'm done with it. So we'll watch that on Star Citizen After Dark. If you are watching on YouTube and you're watching the Inside Star Citizen Review, get your butts over here on the Twitch channel for our Star Citizen After Dark. Every Thursday at 7, do it.
Maybe I hid them a little too well. Sorry. By now, you will have realized that the Frontier Fighters weren't exactly who they said they were. Or, in other cases, they were exactly who they said they were.
Wookie.
Frontier fighters were specifically designed to show players that we can mess with their morals via this narrative storytelling.
Okay.
Frontier Fighters were the ones who staged the attack on Stanton, posing as slicers to cause an uproar about Pyro, to stage a war on Pyro to get rid of the criminal gangs that are there.
It was a band of mercenaries led by a woman called Amelia who wanted to start an attack in Stanton to drum up hate for Pyro so that she could get the backing of regular people to go and attack Pyro.
But that also included civilians, and that also included gangs who had no interest in threatening Stanton at all.
So this was a false flag operation?
Yes, this was a false flag operation.
And you fell for it. You fell for it.
They fell for it.
How many people were actually able to have fun on these missions? Can I get a poll here? Where's my super mod Daft at? Are any of my mods in here right now that can create a poll right now, this very moment? Oz, I don't know if you know how to do that, buddy, but if you can, create a poll and say, have you done the new Star Citizen missions and are you happy? Or just say, for those who have done the new missions, are you happy that you've done them or are you upset? I'm just curious about like what the results of that poll will be. Should be interesting.
But you named a maniac after yourself.
What's up, Rev?
Haddock did that.
So our next chapter in March is called Supply or Die. This is split into 3 parts of the event. This is where the CFP and the Headhunters are coming off half the heels of the invasion of the Frontier Fighters, and they're trying to resupply and rebuild to continue the efforts of attacking the Frontier Fighters. This event is essentially a one-shot. You have to play it in March, and when the next patch drops after that, you won't be able to play it again or earn rewards. With this narrative arc that we're doing for the rest of this year, we're really trying to build these moments in our history where you as the player will come in and experience it, and then if you was here for it, great. But if you wasn't, you've missed out.
For this event, there are 6 new locations that we built, 1 on each of the major planets in Pyro. These locations are discoverable by quantity.
Here's the thing here's my issue with all this. This is great, but is this wasted time from the developers if people are really having shitty experiences and unstable gameplay? This is what we talked about a month ago. We said on these PvE events, we understand how they're doing this so that, you're not getting this huge mass of people, gamers coming to this. However, they're kind of separating it, so it's not just like one giant blob coming to this event. However, if people are still having unstable gaming experiences, we're going right back to stability again. If people are not having stable gaming experiences, is the money and the time worth it to do these things right now? Shouldn't we go back to first principles? Isn't this what we exactly talked about a month ago? Now, I get it. These Inside Star Citizens are coming out, retro after the fact. They've pre-made these. I get that. But think about the amount of man hours and the amount of money that has been sunk into all of this. If people are having unstable experiences and just opt out, which is what I've been seeing, I'm asking a very legitimate question. Is it worth it? Shouldn't we be going on first principles here and working on the things that we said we were going to work on the live stream? Again, I get that these kind of are retroactive. I get that. But let's keep watching.
A marker, and at these locations, you will find these outlaw depots.
We're giving away the package today.
The difference between an outpost and a depot is that an outpost is generally a lot larger in size. There's various things to do at an outpost. It's like a little community that kind of is in one way or another self-sufficient. A depot is really just an offshoot storage location. So in that sense, it doesn't have all the amenities for a local population or for the player as well. It's more of like an offshoot location in that sense.
The depots see the return of the scavengers, the circus, essentially, that was introduced with the ghost arenas.
So this is not a faction we've seen much about, but it's a faction that we can identify by green text and spray paints on the buildings. So as you go around the environment, you'll see that they've tagged it, and they'll be saying you can get big money here and go here and go here.
So a question to my live audience now. Are you guys having fun with these missions? Put a 1. Are you not having fun with the missions or not even doing them? Put a 2. Let's get a poll of our live audience right now. Okay, Zav says 1. Good time. Wicked says 1. Coob is opting out. He's like, no. Rev is giving me a 3, which is his love for me. Thank you, Rev. I love you too. Betty's saying no, 2. Giro's having a good time. He says 1. Diva's opting out. Diva's like, nah. Fingers is saying 2. Not done. Retro's giving me the love option. I love you too in my internet, son. Retro's telling me he loves me. Thank you. Aether's saying 1 and 2, convincing me that he is in fact bipolar. Nothing wrong with that. It's okay. Oz giving me a 3. He loves me. DY says 2. He is too busy, unfortunately. Interesting mix of numbers that I'm seeing here from our live audience. I'd say it's almost a 50-50 split with me running up behind, and I've got a nice lead here. I see some 3s in there. I might beat everybody.
Yeah, this is where you buy it. Look out here, take over here. The location is one that they've taken over, and they've added their unique twist to.
Yeah, not with the things that are going to be released, but like up to this point is what I'm asking, Like up to this point, how involved have you all? That's what I meant. That just so you understand, Retro.
The outlaw depots I think are really cool from a player perspective through the way that it's a location that is really built for the interaction. It provides a lot of cover. It's located in a more convenient, accessible way. It has very clear, distinct sections, so that helps hopefully as well for the players to kind of call out where the different people are coming from or where they are located. So it's a high-risk, high-reward location that is really built for PvP. There is an initial population at the location, so if you're the first there to show up, you might be.
And I like this. I like when you blend the PvE and the PvP together. I like these scenarios. I like this environment. So like in terms of like what they're setting up here or trying to set up, it is admirable. What I'm seeing in chat right now, Diva. Hi, Diva. How you doing, Diva? Good to see you, hon. She says, when I tried it, I lagged out like crazy and got attacked by the dog creatures. The copions. They're called copions. It's okay. Dog creatures works, Diva. Limitless says, I'm sure that only large orgs have completed these events. Most players have opted out, I think, and that's because of the PvP type nature, right, Limitless? Yeah, right. And I'm digging that. I totally dig this about what's going on right now. It's admirable that they're trying to create like mini jump towns everywhere. I like when things actually just happen organically because it's a sandbox, but if it's designed to actually bring people in, okay, cool. At least it's admirable that they're trying to create some excitement, you know? Finger says, you can finish the whole thing without firing a shot. Oh, man. Look at Fingers go.
Be a little bit careful if you're gonna land in the middle.
Diva, you're gonna make me blush.
But that's the right challenge that we're trying to provide for you guys.
One of the first missions requires you to get a commodity called Deathtrine, and there's a mission for CFB and Headhunters. This commodity requires you to go to these depots where you have to invest your own money to get this Deathtrine and return it to either faction that you decided to go with. Deathtrine is a rare plant that they can refine, so the CFB can use it for medical purposes, and the Headhunters can use it for more fun purposes.
Elliot came over to the economy area and said, hey, I've got some new missions we're building, and they're a little bit different from some we've done before. So we worked together to come up with a fairly new reward structure specifically for these new missions.
Okay. And Wookie was saying the rewards were very good. Let's see here. Let's look at our vote. We do have the poll is up right now. It looks like an even split. How many people are enjoying the pyro missions is the live poll. We will get the results after we are through here. Should be an interesting to see what you guys voted.
The idea as well is that if you've completed this mission series and you've got your reward, you can just keep going. You can sell these commodities in the sandbox world and get quite a big profit margin. But again, your risk is you have to put up your own money, put in your own time, and risk your own life.
I also voted.
For the mining mission, again, both factions will require you to get 2 commodities. So they require you to get ice, which can be found on the extremities of the Pyro solar system, so as far out from the sun as you can where it gets colder.
I have not mined in a while. Is mining still kind of bonked out, or actually you guys having good mining experiences for the miners out there? Because I have not mined in quite some time.
Or tin, which is found closer to the sun, that can be stolen, bought, or mined and refined yourself. However you wish to get these, they don't care. They just want the commodity. And then you'll have a destination where you're asked to drop them off. And last,
see, this is where I think the game is at right now. Like, if you can have like things that you actually, the gameplay loops that actually work, where you can go out and you can mine. To me, that's where a lot of the gameplay is, man. Go scanning out there for people that are mining. You got to have some way in which you can pirate the miners. You know I hate to say this because people get upset when I talk about PvP, but it's just part of the sandbox. And Pyro is a lawless system. So like if you have game loops that work, like the mining actually works, and there are miners that are getting good rewards from mining, they will be there. They will go out and mine. They will take that risk, right? So you got to have the game loops work where there's no bugs. And if you do, that's great, because that creates areas or pockets of gamers where other gamers can congregate and, you know, join in with them or pirate or, you know, and then miners might bring in security. So like these are natural, these are very organic kind of game designs here, where if you get the game loop to work, then the gamers will start bringing in more gamers, and they will create pockets of fun, you know, where it actually, it can be a hell of a lot more fun than what Elliot and my cousin Deborah are working on.
And then you'll have a destination where you're asked to drop them off.
Right.
And last is the salvage mission. The salvage mission is asking for RMC, so that's hull scraping.
Right. So in essence, right, Mount Stunner, the stunner, it's, if you fix it, they will come. Right. If you create the stability and the game loops work, you can save so much money as a company because you're creating a sandbox that is lively. Like I like what they're trying to do here. I've never been a huge PvE mission grinder. I dig what they're trying to do, right? But in my mind, in an MMO, if you're creating game design and gameplay mechanics that work and are not bugged, people will naturally gravitate towards areas to go where the resources are, to take the risks that they need as long as the reward is there, and as long as the game loop is complete. And there's no bugs, and these miners are going out there to mine, right? And there is a way in which pirates can go to these miners and pirate them. And then all of a sudden, the miners hire security, and now you've created something right there. And all you needed to do was make the gameplay stable. You didn't have to worry. You didn't have to worry about sinking in hundreds of thousands of dollars or how much ever money to create all these missions. That's probably a little sky high, you know, tens of thousands of dollars to create missions by paying these developers to make these missions. I get it. You're always going to have that. But a healthy MMO, if you create the mechanics, they will all come naturally. Well, that sounded a little bit, that sounded a little bit disturbing. Pepe, what's our poll now? What are we at right now? We asked the audience here live. Let's see. How many people are enjoying the pyro missions? We have a tie. Eight of you are enjoying it. 8 of you haven't started yet, and 3 of you guys are having issues. Well, let's take it to 8 and 3. So 8 of you are enjoying it, and 3 of you are having issues. So primarily, that's pretty positive. That's pretty positive.
Construction materials, so that's the actual structural salvage part where you have to fracture the ship. And again, both factions are asking for it, and they both have their own drop-off points. How you get the salvage is, again, up to you. You can kill ships and harvest their corpse. You could accept the salvage missions and use those ships, or you could just fly about and attempt to find the salvage panels. The event is both PvP and PvE. It takes place in Pyro, so you've always got to have your wits about you. The Detatrine one that takes place at the outposts will have more of a PvP element because it's going to have more reward for people who are PvPing. The mining and salvage one are introduced for more industrial players, more PvE. There's not much you really need to...
Wait. Rev is saying, wait, the vote was rigged. My vote was cut from the poll, rigged. He says, make your voice heard, they said. What's going on, Rev? I don't know. You have to talk to Oz. Oz, I'm gonna direct you over to Oz for that, okay?
to do here PvP wise, but again, you're in Pyro, keep your wits about you, because you never know who's gonna turn up.
The thing that's unusual about these missions is that they're designed to encourage group play. There's nothing stopping you doing it solo. You can absolutely do it solo, although obviously in Pyro you have to take appropriate precautions if you're playing solo. But each of these missions, if you can get together a group of friends to help out, you will probably find that it will be more successful.
Did you unfix that terrible fix that you did last patch?
The initial design of EVR has been fairly successful, but it definitely has areas it needs to be improved with, and one of those areas is enabling group play instead of suppressing group play. And the design intention is to move away from reward splitting. So with that in mind, we're taking steps towards that, and these missions and the way that the rewards are structured for these missions is a good indication of that design intention.
So with all this, the mission reward system is changing, right?
The rewards that you will get will scale with the size of the group that we expect for each mission. So the small missions are designed for solo players, the medium missions are designed for around 4 to 5 to 6 players, and the large missions are designed for 10 and above players. And in subsequent patches, the rewards will scale dynamically to the group that you have. And depending on the mission type that you're doing, whether it's the salvage or the mining or the datatrine, your rewards will scale accordingly.
This sounds great, but no idea how they're going about this. I really want to see this broken down into the details on how they're going to go about this. I mean, it sounds amazing, but let's have a little bit more details on how it's done, right?
Bear in mind that for the datatrine missions, you have to put up the money to buy the commodity, and you will be rewarded enough to compensate you for what you've bought and a little bit extra. The other thing to bear in mind is that all of these missions have a secondary reward mechanic, which is that you are working to get tickets so that you can get the unique rewards, which you can only get during this mission, during this month, and then they will never be offered again.
It's like the
That's cool. I mean, that is cool.
redemption at Chuck E. Cheese.
Right.
I don't understand the reference, but okay.
I'm an American lost in Britain.
Why does this matter? With our plans for this whole year of more of a content-driven releases and more of a narrative storyline, as Dave previously talked about with the A and B stories, the idea is that these missions will tie into that. The side that you choose to work with will have a lasting impact. The choices you make will define the universe that you live in. And the really cool thing about Supply or Die is because of the 3 different mission types we offer you, you can get all of the rewards without ever firing a shot. And that's really exciting.
And as one chapter of the continuing fight for Pyro closes, another begins with Alpha 402 Supply or Die. But if you didn't get a chance to finish the February missions, we've extended them through to the end of March. So there's still time to choose your allegiances and secure the future that Pyro deserves. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development with you. And we'll see you all here next week on Star Citizen Live.
Well, listen, they've got a long road in front of them to make fans feel comfortable in the direction that they stated they were heading in. Over 2 weeks ago, when they had a Star Citizen Live stream with Benoit Bessager and Jared, the focus was on stability. So I want to start seeing some of these Inside Star Citizens steer towards first principles, core game mechanics, server-based tech issues, things that will make people feel better going forward into 2025. Really think we need to, to me, these are distractions. I don't know how many else of you feel that way, and I'm sorry if I'm raining on everybody's parade here. But to me, as a longtime veteran of Star Citizen, I want to get back to that Star Citizen live stream. I want to focus on tech issues. I want to focus on how we are going to have more stable gameplay experiences, period. Full stop. And I want these shows to start focusing on it. I think I may be in the majority of people here. To me, all the missions, no offense against Elliot or my cousin Deborah. Deborah, listen, Debbie, I'm sorry. You're doing great work, okay? That's wonderful. But if people cannot have stable play experiences, then I have to ask, what is it all for? Anyhow, I hope we start seeing some Star Citizen reviews going into this topic, which is the primary focus on what we need. This is where we need to focus in 2025. Stability, better gameplay experiences. And don't forget, we are having a $295 Star Citizen Red Festival Industrial Ship Package giveaway tonight, brought to us by the wonderful Stunner. Thank you, Gator. Thank you, Gator, for that. I appreciate that donation, bro. So, Stunner, I would like to thank you. If you are a member, a YouTube member, or a patron of DG360, you will be entered automatically in every single giveaway. We will spin a wheel tonight after our Star Citizen After Dark stream, and we are going to have ourselves a blast like we always do. Get your butts over here, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on DG360's Twitch channel, so we can all have a blast together.
Yes, sir! You're not gonna eat me! Yes!
Another one for the books. We're going to do it every Thursday night like we always do. We always have fun here. Don't forget, join our Discord. Look at all the links if you're watching on YouTube, and hopefully you will join us on the live. I already see some new faces tonight. It's great seeing some new faces tonight from people who say, hey, DG, I was on YouTube and now I'm here on the live and I'm having a good time. So we would like to see you if you guys can get your butts on over here and have a good time with us. We have another hour to hour and a half of fun waiting for us here. So get your butts on over here, and the giveaway is going to be a blast. I love to be a game show.